Barbra Streisand. Another Musical Instruments is a studio album by Barbra Streisand, released in 1973. The material on the album was drawn from Streisand's fifth television special, which had aired earlier in the same year, on which Streisand had sung a selection of her best-known tracks and other popular songs with unusual and eclectic musical accompaniments. The album was a commercial failure, and is globally the lowest-selling album of Streisand's career, peaking at 64 on the U.S. charts. It is also one of only 3 studio albums by Streisand, the others being 1969's What About Today, and 2011's What Matters Most, not to have received an RIAA sales certification in the United States. Development. AllMusic explains the genesis for the album and television special. The idea of the special was to have Streisand sing many of her best-known songs and other pop standards over musical accompaniment from a variety of national origins, most of them tied into the Gershwin song, I Got Rhythm. People, for example, was sung over a Turkish-Armenian backing as a medley with I Got Rhythm. Don't Rain on My Parade was played on American Indian instruments, etc. Track listing. Piano Practicing, Lanokun, 227. I Got Rhythm, George Gershwin, Ira Gershwin, 124. Johnny One Note Samba, Richard Rodgers, Lorenz Hart, Antonio Carlos Jobim, 340. Glad to Be Unhappy, Rodgers, Hart, 243. People, Bob Merrill, Jewel Stein, 151. Second Hand Rose, James F. Hanley, Grant Clark, 016. Don't Rain on My Parade, Merrill, Stein, 341. Don't Ever Leave Me, Oscar Hammerstein 2, Jerome Kern, 041. Monologue Dialogue 046. By Myself, Howard Dietz, Arthur Schwartz, 154. Come Back to Me, Alan J. Lerner, Burton Lane, 138. I Never Has Seen Snow, Harold Arlen, Truman Capote, 507. Lied auf dem Wasser zu singen, Franz Schubert, Friedrich Leopold zu Stolberg, 132. The World is a Concerto, Make Your Own Kind of Music, Welch, Barry Mann, Cynthia Weil, 402. The Sweetest Sounds, Rodgers, 255. DVD, Sing, Make Your Own Kind of Music. Piano Practicing, I Got Rhythm, Johnny One Note Samba, Glad to Be Unhappy, People, Second Hand Rose, Don't Rain on My Parade, Don't Ever Leave Me, Monologue by Myself, Come Back to Me, Look What They've Done to My Song Ma, Crying Time, Sweet Inspiration, Where You Lead, Lied auf dem Wasser zu singen, I Never Has Seen Snow, On a Clear Day You Can See Forever, The World is a Concerto, Make Your Own Kind of Music, The Sweetest Sounds. Critical reception. Entertainment Weekly gave the album a D, writing years before the term world beat came into vogue. Barbra globe-trotted through African, Japanese, and other indigenous styles on Barbra Streisand and other musical instruments. Nice idea, but do we really need a Spanish version of Don't Rain on My Parade? AllMusic gave the album 3.5 stars, writing while the result was eclectic by definition, it was more gimmicky than inventive, especially when The World is a Concerto was set against the sounds of household appliances. Barbra Streisand. Another Musical Instruments was a forgettable misstep that thankfully was erased by the appearance, the same month, of Streisand's biggest hit single yet, The Way We Were, which re-established her as a contemporary pop singer. Chart performance.